All right. Hello. So I've been designing my own clothes and clothes for other people ever since I was in early high school, back when I couldn't afford real band merch, and I would just go Google at it at the mall and Hot Topic, to the point where, like, whenever I was going to a show, I would make my own merch to wear to the show, and it kind of became a tradition that I still continue to this day for most major shows that I go to. And that is mainly just to give you, like, a baseline for, like, why I'm all of a sudden making a video where I'm, like, sitting down and, like, walking through a design process instead of just, like, a hodgepodge thrown together bullshit that I usually do, where I'm kind of just, like, guessing as I go along. I actually do know what I'm doing today, so that's... Anyway, I was as obsessed with the Olympics opening ceremony as anybody else was this year, because fucking Gojira, right? And that whole thing was just, it's theatrical, horrific, wonderful, sounded great. So I was doom scrolling that. Hey! Rufus, come here. Do you want to do it in front of the camera? There we go. Wonderful. Perfect. Beautiful. Anyway, I was doom scrolling the ceremony, and two idiots showed up on my... And while I was scrolling down, and and one of them was explaining the ceremony to the other one who hadn't seen it, and it was the funniest shit that I had ever seen.
Is that what I think it is? Look, hark! Hark! Coming up the Seine, is that the U.S. boat being led by LeBron James holding the American flag on the front with his foot up like goddamn George Washington crossing the Delaware?
And it turns out that they were hosts of a podcast called The Meantime. Anyway, last week on their episode, they announced that one of them, who has a music group, I don't know if it's a group or if it's just him, called The Rat Park, had a song featured on the new NFL game. I don't play football. I don't like football. I don't like sports in general. But I do like music. And so I was like, cool, I'm gonna go not buy the game, but go on Spotify and listen to the song. And the song was so good. Wonderful song. Very anti-capitalist. And so I drew him. It was on my mind. I was listening to the song. I drew him while I was at the park, and I decided to post the drawing. I don't usually do that, but I have gotten it in my head the last couple of weeks that I need to be more, or I need to be actively pursuing getting recognition for the things that I take pride in, and one of those things is art. And so I decided to post it, tagged him, obviously, and turns out they really liked it. And then I did the thing that I am also one to do. I had drawn the one host, but there are two hosts, and so I started to feel bad, and I had not intended to even draw the other one. So I sent a very lovely, nice, non-threatening, short and sweet little message to Patrick, the other host, and then I drew him. And it turns out that on the next episode they were talking about fan art, and they basically put out a call to arms to fans who are artists who have some favorite bits of theirs, that to draw them and submit them potentially to put on t-shirts or merch. And that's what we're going to be doing today. I have picked out a couple of my favorite clips of theirs, a couple of my favorite bits, and we're going to be making merch specifically for them. And it also is going to act as a little bit of an educational video as to how I personally go through my design process, because it's a pretty simple, straightforward design process, and it's gotten me some pretty cool designs out of it. And for when I have designed stuff for other people, they've always liked it. I have some rules when I design shirts specifically. I think that a shirt needs to be simple. It needs to be easy to understand. You should be able to look at the shirt and within a couple of seconds discern exactly what is going on or what is being said with the shirt. I mean, we've all seen the shirts that have like a paragraph of text with like a wolf behind it. That's bad design. We make fun of it because it's bad. It's funny because it's bad. I want things that are funny because they're good. So we are going to take a very simple key phrase idea and turn that into a shirt. One of my favorite examples of this that I have done is my Too Metal to Metal shirt. The idea literally came because I saw a guy just absolutely losing his mind to a metal song in the car. He had this long hair and like was just going at it. And it was so funny to me. I was like, that guy is too metal to metal. That's one of my favorite shirts to this day that I continue to wear. It didn't sell well, mainly because I was like 17 and didn't know how to market myself, and also I didn't make very many. So for the 2 designs that we're going to be making today, I've chosen 2 clips. I'm going to choose that original clip, the very first one I ever saw of them, of Jared explaining the opening ceremony to Patrick.
And then what the fuck happens? Pyrotechnics. It's the metal band Gojira. What? And Gojira is opening the fucking Olympics with pyro and Headless Marie Antoinette.
Why is Gojira there?
Because they rule. Because they're fucking awesome. And maybe they're French.
Oh, are they?
I don't know.
It just cracked me up. It got me. It hooked me in. And I'll link the episodes. I think that episode is USA, and then the other one that we're going to do is from Left Side Strong Side, if I remember correctly, about the deathmatch wrestling where Patrick is explaining to Jared what happened at this wrestling match.
Bigfoot fought a lumberjack.
Right.
So, Gerald.
Yes, Armin dear.
Did you know the Sasquatch was here?
Oh, yes, Armin dear. I did see him in the back, the Sasquatch.
Oh my god, he slammed.
Last of his kind, they say.
He just slammed that man's head against the bar.
Well, the Sasquatch is very good at tombstone pile drivers.
I'm a Pacific Northwest person. I live up in Washington. The Sasquatch is native to here. And also my favorite cryptid. So any excuse that I can have to draw Bigfoot, I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna do Bigfoot holding a lumberjack over his head, ready to just, I draw a tombstone pile driver, but it's not, I don't think it's gonna work as well for the design. Anyway, I always start with thumbnail sketches. I do usually 2 or 3 just to get the idea down and out. It's got to be dirty. It's got to be quick. It should not take you any more than like 30 seconds to get this sketch out. It's going to look ugly and but it's going to be very, very helpful in the long run. I've done it before on the back of coloring pages that I have ripped out of not my coloring books at work, but usually they tend to be on like an envelope or something from junk mail, and they're literally just some super quick little sketches. So like this is so helpful to me, and you can do it. I usually end up doing a few of the same one, just so I can mess around with proportion, get everything laid out how I think it's the most pleasing to the eye. And then once I have that, then I move up to something where I can add in all of the little details that I want to make sure I get into the design, just so I have a visual where I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to remember to put there he is. You're not in frame. There we go. He's back. Like the axe. I don't want to forget the axe. I want to make sure that Bigfoot has some nice pecs, I want to make sure I get a couple of Jared's most notable tattoos that he has, like, on his hand and stuff in there, for the 'cause they rule design. And once you have your sketches where you have it mapped out, the way that you want. You know the proportions. You know where things are going. I always move on to the final piece with a 9x12 piece of paper. It sometimes is a watercolor paper, sometimes it's just a regular sketch paper. It honestly depends on what medium I feel like using that day. Today I'm probably just going to be using regular sketch paper because I'm just going to be doing a lot of outlining. But if I feel fancy and I want to go and use like an actual like ink and brush, I'll do watercolor just because it doesn't bend as much. And that's more about visualization. You can really do any design, any size, because you're going to be printing it, and so you can blow the image up as big as you want. But it's more just for like my brain, where I'm like, okay, I know exactly how this is going to look when it gets then transferred onto a piece of clothing.
Tell you how to get rich quick. 20 a month and I can show you how the other half lives. Yeah, I can take you out of this shit. Get on your grind and take the dive. Can you riddle me this? If a house is just a loan, why not double your chips? Look up a property in your city, then buy it and flip. You just copped yourself a brand new whip. You poor thing, I know you wanna live just like this. Checks to the man and crawl back in the hole. Yo, I can turn the dirt into gold. Just take a little slice of heaven and bring it right back home. The price of easy living is a bit of your soul. No appliances in your kitchen, televisions and phones, and a nice silk sheet set to fold. You poor thing, I hate to see you living so damn cold. The rock up the hill, falling down to your grave. I can help you carry all that weight. Reach out your hand to me, child, if you wanna be saved. Just put $1 in the bucket every day after day, and watch your problems, anxiety, struggle, spirit away. And at the end of the road, I know a place. You poor thing, I'm sure they'll let you walk right in the gate.
Once I'm happy with the drawing, the final piece, I take a high quality picture of it. You could use just a smartphone, and that will get you as far as you need to go, because we're then going to take that picture and throw it into Photoshop or whatever cheaper editing software you would like to use. And that's where we're going to really get everything cleaned up. We're going to remove the background so that we are just focusing on the line work. I keep everything just in black and white line work, mainly out of habit, because I screen print my shirts, so it's easier just to have one color, especially with a home screen printing setup. Once we have it on the computer, the outline is cleaned up, background is removed, everything is is looking all nice, and there are seagulls in the trash cans outside. This is when we can add color. If you want to add color, I am not going to add color to the Custody Rule shirt design because I think it would look a lot better just doing the black and white. But for the Bigfoot one, I think it'd be really fun to add color, especially when you think lumberjack. I'm a hick, and I grew up in the logging community, so I immediately think of like the classic like red and black sort of like flannel situation. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't like it. It looks awful. I think I'm just gonna scrap it. This is a shirt that I would buy. I really like it. So we're just gonna go with that one. We're scrapping the Bigfoot one. I know I kept the sketch footed in, but I just don't like it. It's just, I don't feel comfortable sending it in. Because I just don't think it's not what I wanted it to be, you know? Anyway, it's just easier to do the color palette here instead of getting to do it once and hoping that you didn't completely fuck it up or that it's not completely ugly. And then it's just a matter of sending it over to your clients if you have them and hoping they'd like it. I don't have to really worry about that with these ones because I'm just doing it for funsies, for free. So I'm going to send it over there, and if they want to use them, they can, and if they don't want to use them, oh well. And if you're doing it for yourself now, it's just a matter of getting your shirt printed. Another thing that I wanted to do was show you some really simple ways to do shirts at home. I know I've been talking about screen printing and merchandising and blah, 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 and that's a lot of things. That's really, you only have to worry about that if you're planning on selling the shirts. But this channel is founded in DIY, and I wanted to do some DIY friendly options, and I also wanted to do some options that are very akin to what I used to do when I would need a shirt for the next day or that night or something. The easiest design to do is just text on a black shirt, and it looks cool, it looks badass, you could say pretty much anything. You can do this bare bones with just a paintbrush and some white fabric ink and a t-shirt blank. The step up from that would then be making your own stencil out of thin cardboard or paper, or you can do what I'm gonna do in this video where I have some just like cheap pre-cut stencils for letters that I've had forever and have made stuff with before, and basically you're just going to write whatever saying you want on the shirt. I don't know if I'm going to do it because I don't know if I'll have time to do it because it's a little bit more, there's more letters. The more letters, the longer it's going to take, right? But I think a shirt that says either let's go or let's fucking go, but then it's just like a block of O's, like a paragraph of O's, like, would be super funny. One of the comments that they complained about in their most recent episode that they were making a joke about, or I guess they did complain about it, was the people saying unfortunately they are my type or unfortunately he is my type. So I think a shirt that says unfortunately I am your type or I am your type, however you want to place the phonetics, would be really funny. It would be a good shirt. So I may do that. And of course, because this is my video and I'm the one doing this, I think a shirt that says you're next on it with a period would be hilarious. Which is why I sent the message in the first place, because I cannot interact with people normally. I have to do it, I guess, as it was called.
What a spooky way to tell someone you're gonna do something nice for them.
It's compulsive. It's who I am. And I apologize for any disturbance in relation to it. You gonna leave now? You gonna just get up and walk away? You gonna bump my camera first? Shake the desk a little? Oh, you're gonna sit under the camera. And now, oh, perfect. This is great. Good stuff, Fruitface. Good stuff, boy. So I actually had 3 designs that I wanted to do for this video, but one of them got vetoed by my brother / roommate / resident normal person for being too creepy. He said I was going to scare them away. I was going to scare the boys away. So I sent the "You're next" message, right? And on the show...
That person that made that Poor Thing art of you DM'd me before we went to dinner.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I didn't tell you about it at dinner.
Really?
And they said,
said, I'm sorry for your burden. It's the least I could do.
Here's why it's so funny. I didn't know that it was the person that had drawn this art of you.
Mm-hmm.
It was in my general folder, just straight up a notification.
Sure.
With a period, it said, "You're next."
Oh boy!
Which is so funny. I was fully expecting to open a picture message of your dead body. Oh, someone got Jared.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He cried and farted when he died. You're next.
Jeez. No, please don't. And then I saw that it was the person that drew the picture.
The very cool picture.
Oh, well, that'll be nice.
It's cool.
And because I'm me and I'm a freak, I thought it'd be really funny to do a short design where it's me in a dark hoodie, almost a la modern day Jack the Ripper vibes, holding Jared's decapitated head with "You're next" on it. And I really want that on the back of a shirt. I want that on the back of a sweatshirt, I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be really cool. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna design it because I want it. And I'm just gonna put it in the video. Here's that design. Here's what it ended up looking like. I don't mean to be creepy. I'm not intending on killing anybody. I promise I'm only weird a little bit. I'm not that kind of creep. I promise. But now my brother has made me insecure about it. It's me again. I just wanted to say fuck you, Blade, because this is the strongest design of all 3 of them that I did. The Bigfoot one fucking sucked, but I don't apologize anymore. I apologize a little bit. If it is scary, then I do apologize, but I don't think it's scary. I think it's cool. It looks badass, so fuck you, Blade. If you want the design, you can have the design. If you don't want the design, I'll just make one print of it and wear it for myself. Anyway, listen to the Meantime podcast. It's fucking hilarious. The boys do a great job. Patrick, Jared both do phenomenal. They're hilarious. And it's really cool to see some of the little snippets of insight into their industry. They talk about a lot of nerdy shit. They make a lot of jokes. If you had brothers growing up who had their friends over constantly, and you could hear them sort of in the next room just being loud and generally crude. It's kind of like that, but now that I'm rounding out my 3rd decade on this planet, it's funny to me instead of back then when it was more so annoying. Listen to Not My Weekend. That is Patrick's band. Great band if you're into 2000s sort of summertime pop punk. Listen to Rat Park. You already have if you've made it through this video. Thank you to Jared for the use of his song Poor Thing, which is what you've been hearing throughout this video. He has a bunch of other songs that are fucking wonderful. They're fun. They sound good. And thank you for watching. And I will see you soon with a sketchbook tour because I finished the sketchbook actually not too long ago, and I'm actually quite proud of it. But I feel like I've gotten a little bit of my creative spark back, so hopefully I'll be posting more often on here and on Instagram. I'm going to be trying to post my art more. And that's all I have for you. Bye.